classified as a first felony offender. You're serving a 6-year sentence for indecent behavior with a juvenile. You were sentenced in February of this year. You have parole eligibility date was February 7th, 2022. You don't earn sick time, and you have a full-time date December 23rd, 2025. Is all that correct? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case has been assigned to Mrs. Jackson. Would you answer her questions? Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Fine. How old are you?
I'm 42.
How much time have you actually served on this charge?
I've been down to 2 years and 8 months, almost.
3 years or 2 years?
2 years. 2 years, 8 months.
Okay, all right. And the victim in this case was your niece, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And you sexually abused her from the age of 4 to the age of 12 when she reported it to a school counselor. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. That's what they say in the paper and stuff like that. But they had to drop the charges because there was nothing backing up whatever they was told up there. And they told me, that if I plead to something, they would give me a lesser charge, which is like, man, I fought the charges for so long. I would go to court and they would tell me, they would send me back 4 months and another 4 months. And in the end, I ended up thinking, I didn't even plead guilty to it. I just said I played no contest to it because I just got tired of waiting and it was overwhelming for me. And this, so my family, and they should do this to me.
Why do you think your niece would say that? If you didn't do anything to her, why would your niece say that you did?
I have no idea. We always get along, and it just, I mean, she did the same thing with her stepdad before, doing the same thing, and he went away because I don't know, he probably was guilty of it. So when they told me that I got some charges, I went and turned myself in because I didn't do nothing. They put me in this place for so long, and I'm just missing my kids and my family.
Yeah, let's pull yourself together. Talk yourself together.
Sorry,
You're from Honduras?
yes, ma'am.
And you have an immigration hold on you, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. I was working on my paperwork. I've been doing everything that I could to get my paperwork and get legal in here, and I even got a lawyer, and everything went to the garbage when they arrested me. They put a hold on me, and all the money that I paid him out, and he never came to see me. I don't know nothing about. But
Have you taken any sex offender treatment since you've been in jail?
that is I come from a jail, a place called Livingston, and there's nothing that you can do up there. There is nothing. I was just there, just filling up.
Ask the officer in the room, do you all offer sex offender treatment at your facility?
Ma'am, we offer several different classes. That's a Miss Stevenson's question. She works with DOC. I can run out and find out if she does offer that class or not.
All right, could you do that for us quickly?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been in the United States, Mr. Velasquez?
Excuse me?
How long have you been in the United States?
Oh, I've been here since 2005. Since 2005, it's been a long time. I've been doing everything that I could to just stay out of trouble.
Why did it take you so long to apply for a legal status?
Well, I've been working on it for a while. The first time I tried to do it my own, but they denied it, so I went and got myself a lawyer and see if he could do something about it. And I was married, and I didn't apply before because some people they would think that most of us would come over here and get married just to get papers or get legal, but that was not my case. I got married because I love my wife and everything else.
Are you married a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct. I have two kids and a step kid, and we've been together since 2007.
Hear from the lieutenant. What'd you find out, Lieutenant?
No, ma'am. Miss Stevenson does not offer the sex offenders class.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Velasquez, I think you need to complete sex offender treatment, and it may require you being transferred to another facility, but then you need to complete sex offender treatment. Maybe when I was Lieutenant, is there anything else are you familiar with Mr. Velasquez?
No, ma'am. He's been no trouble that I'm aware of since he's been here. He's pretty much stays to himself, but I can go pull his files if you need to, and
That's okay. We appreciate you being so accommodating. Mr. Velasquez, is there anything you want to say to us before we go?
Well, I've been down all this time. I've never been in trouble while I've been in jail. I never caused trouble to nobody. I never disrespected nobody. And I've been out of trouble. I always trying to respect the laws in this country, even though, I'm not from here, you're aware of. I don't know what to do because it's in y'all hands, whatever y'all decided, I can do nothing. I'm just, here filling up the space. And I really don't know what to say, I just, whatever y'all decided, that's on you.
All right, thank you. We'll be voting now starting with Mrs. Jackson. Mr. Velasquez, regardless of what we do today or don't do today, you're not going to be released because you have an immigration hold. And in all likelihood, you will be deported back to Honduras. You understand that?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I'm completely aware of it. I got that hold since I came to jail. So, whatever happens, and I don't have control over, So I haven't seen my family in a long time, you know, my people, my mom and dad and my other brothers, they're in my country. So whatever y'all decided, you know, is,
All right, this is not ask for executive session.
I second.
In a second for executive session, and I do concur, so it's a unanimous decision. We'll be in executive session for just a few moments, Mr. Velasquez. Stand by.
I need to just- We are done here. It ain't even here we go. And I'll vote right on that. And then you-
All right, Mrs. Jackson will be voting first. All right, Mr. Velasquez, you have served over half of your sentence, and you do have an immigration hold. So my vote today would be to grant your release to the immigration hold. As I said, that process of deportation will take a while, but I feel you'll ultimately be deported back to Honduras. So my vote is to grant to the immigration hold. Mr. Freeman?
I concur with Ms. Jackson. Now, if they don't take you back, you can report to probation and parole if they release you and do not deport you. Okay?
All right, I concur with my colleagues. Mr. Velasquez, my vote today is to grant parole to the immigration team. You understand?
okay, so, yeah, I'm going from here to immigration.
Yes.
All right, and,
They'll take it from there. We wish you well. Good luck to you, sir. That
Thank you.
concludes our business and out of Hulu. We're going to adjourn at 11:37. Thanks, Lieutenant, for accommodating.
From the age of 4 until the age of 12. He was harming his niece from the age of 4 until the age of 12. Look at that. Look at that monster. And he got away with it. He got away with it. He got away with it. He got away with it on every level. He pulls the classic manipulation card. You see, if you listen to the way he starts to explain why he was innocent, he puts on the fake cry. Fake crying. There was not one tear shed, not one. And the thing that people who do fake cry don't understand is that you can't keep up the act. The second they changed the subject, boom, he snapped out of it. Normal, nothing. No sniveling, no change of voice. It's 1 second. He's fake crying. Poor me. I don't know. I was wrongly accused. I was under so much pressure. He's speaking gibberish. Things are going through loops. And then he goes into his breakdown crying. It's so pathetic. It's so obvious. You're not fooling anyone. Disgusting. Sorry excuse for a human being. And he gets away with it. A judge gave him 6 years. 6 years. 6 years. And then the parole board lets him out after just a couple. Now, why is this all happening? Now, why a judge would give 6 years it's not necessarily because of the retainer. We've seen judges give people of these crimes 6 years. The system is broken. Now, why the parole board released him without any sex offender treatment, without any, is simply because they do have, I haven't seen it written down on paper. No one told me, but it's pretty, my opinion, from what I've seen, is that if they can get an inmate off of their books, whether that means sending them to Texas or to Georgia or to Honduras, they will do it because it's off of their books. It's off of their. Now, where there's some confusion of this for me is that you might say, okay, well, where is the money coming from, right? A lot of the prisons are publicly traded, and I don't want to get lost down this rabbit hole, but there are lobbyists that want more inmates because it's more profitable. But then you have the other side where you have certain people in the governments that want to decrease the prison population because then they can talk about it and it's part of their agenda. And what's lost in all of this political mongering? What's lost in all of this lobbyists and backroom handshaking and slush funds stirring? What's lost in this? What's lost in this? The victim, the 4-year-old girl. No one cares about her. No one. Why wouldn't the assistant DA show up and represent her? We have seen a few do that. There are a few that still have a soul, that still have a heart beating in their chest, that show up even when they know their presence won't make a difference. But they show up because they're still doing this thing for the right reason. Richard couldn't find any records on him. We don't have anything, nothing. There's nothing. Usually we have like a link that says whether but because he never went through, I think, the prison system, he went to just jail. He's not even, he's not asked to register, nothing. And then let me ask you this, board. Do you not care about the children wherever he's going? Forget the fact that it wouldn't be difficult to imagine that he can come back here quite easily. Let's not be naive about the reality of our situation. Let's just think about the children where he's going. This is someone who already, in my opinion, without a doubt, in my opinion, has already reoffended if he's not detained somewhere. How many victims is he going to have? What is the trail? There's no internet trail on this guy. There's nothing. He's a ghost. And what they do is they find women with little children. They seduce those women to get to their children. And I don't know how someone on the board in good conscience can release this person to a detainer, literally hand the devil to his next victims. If he would have held out just a few more years, that would literally have altered the life of another child of his next victims. It would have been someone else, but not them. At what point does the board lose track of what's important? I mean, at best, it's a coin flip. I don't think it's much. I think the odds are near 100% that he's going to reoffend. It's just how long it takes and if he gets caught again and how many victims. But even if it's a coin flip, 50% chance, you really want to just keep him in the system for his maximum sentence. Every year is important. I'm sure this is one thing that many taxpayers would be okay with if they had the context of it and why. Better him than someone who's locked up for possession with intent to distribute some marijuana. The system is broken. And here's proof of it. With that, I'll let you go.